If you are watching this video right now, you are a roofing company with a website that gets visitors, but you just want more leads. If you track your website visitors using an analytic program, you probably wonder, how can you get so many visitors and yet you get so few leads, right? Well, you're not alone. The average website converts at just 2 to 3%, meaning out of 100 visitors to a site, only 2 or 3 will actually call you. And the average bounce rate for a site is 50%, which means out of 100 visitors, 50 of them will leave without visiting another page on the site. And here lies your challenge. How can you lower your bounce rate and raise your conversion rate, right? But even more important, how much is it worth to your business profits to do that, okay? So let's take a look at a very important number. The value of a visitor, right? So in order to figure out the value of your visitors in dollars, you got to start with the amount of total revenue that you're going to make on an average deal. Let's say a residential roofer averages $5,000 total per job, okay? And it takes 5 calls from the website, right? For 5 calls for estimates to land one job. Each call for an estimate ends up being worth essentially $1,000, right? So to say it one more time, if it takes 5 phone calls for estimates to get one deal, and one deal brings in a total of $5,000, then each call that comes in is worth $1,000. So pretty much what's happening is every time a person leaves your website without calling you for an estimate, it costs you $1,000, right? Let me just repeat that. This is very important. Every time a person leaves your website without calling you for an estimate, it costs you $1,000. Now think about that. If you have been in business for any amount of time, you probably get at least 300 to 500 visitors a month. And 150 to 250 of those people are bouncing right out of your site. And hundreds more just leave without taking any action. Now imagine if you could just get a small percentage of those hundreds of visitors to call you. Well, you can, and it's not as hard as you may think. And by the way, if you don't have any type of tracking installed on your website, you need to do that immediately. In fact, we'll actually do it for you. That's how important it is. When each visitor is worth $1,000, doesn't it make sense to pay attention? Well, here's the deal. You need to maximize the traffic your site is getting right now. Then go out and bring in more traffic once your site actually converts. So if you want to learn how you can get your site to convert, enter your name and email in the box to the right now. You're going to discover 3 things that you can do to increase your conversion and the calls from your website right away.